Beata and Bloom. This is Beata, and thank you for sticking with me. So, this week, I am back, and I am back. Hi, Beata. I mean, hi, Favor. I don't know why I'm saying hi to myself. You were calling me. I just saw that, but I'm on Do Not Disturb, sis. Gotta make this money, this non-existent YouTube money. Come on, come on. Welcome to the programming. No, I'm kidding. But yes, so we're back this week again, talking insecure. This episode's the week that the episode that I'm talking about this week is come on, sis. I got a lot to. I told you this episode was packed. I know you just finished. That's why your emotions are high and like all that. I literally had to get wine for this. I was like, there's no way I can finish this episode without getting into the mess, the intense. It was super intense. So this week's episode was we out. I think it's just out, okay, but let's just say we outside, okay, because basically it all just took place at one place in time. Tiffany's going away party, and it was a lot. You just finished. I knew it. I knew it. The way you're acting. That's how I was. I was so emotional when I watched it last night. I literally cried. I literally was in my feelings, crying, and just feeling like, relating to stuff in personal life. Anyways, let me take a sip of this wine before we get into it, because I'm parched. I'm parched. No, I'm kidding, but no, hold on, for real, for real. Or should I just finish it? Should I just finish it? Maybe I might just finish it, because why not? Why not? It's good. This is sangria, so it's sweet. So don't judge me. Don't think I'm an alcoholic. Either way, like that's not your business. It's not my business. I know what I am. Anyways, let me just finish this a little bit. Let me just, girl. Okay, wine. Yes. Cheers, favorite. Cheers. Wine night. Wine and dine yourself or others. Hello, hello, we're here. Finish, stop. You're making me blush. All right, let's get into this episode, please, because I do have my notes. I came back with notes, receipts. Okay, I'm coming with the energy that I'm doing is a little too far. But anyway, so let's get started. So essentially, Tiffany's going away. Tiffany and Derek, as we know, they're going to Colorado, and there's kind of a couple of jokes of like, we heard that there's like barely any black people in Colorado, so you probably gonna be like a percent of 0.0% of a black person per 1,000 or a billion or whatever it is. So that was a running joke, and like, what's even in Colorado? So how y'all gonna be? But anyway, so going away party. They got all their friends, including all the men, all the women, basically everybody that a lot of people we've known in this series. I don't know why my energy is high today. Like a fraction of what? I didn't see what you said beforehand. But anyway, so everybody who needed to be there in their mother, their father, their papa, their mama, everybody who was there this week. And so, of course, stuff went down. Of course, stuff went down. And when you date a couple different people that know each other or through each other, it's bound to happen. So, the big thing. He said, you're not going to... Oh, he's not going to be a fraction. That's true. He is going to be a fraction. That him going to Colorado, that Derek was going to be a fraction because he won't even be a full human just because of the lack of people, the black people in Colorado. Ha 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 ha. Funny. Funny. I gotta get a favor. You know too many details. Stop it. Let me just continue my programming, please. Anyway, so I think we kind of starts off with Lawrence and Chad having a conversation, and he's reluctant to even wanting to go to the party because he said, "Oh, you know who's gonna be there? Oh girl. Like, duh. Of course she's gonna be there." It's like, "Oh, she's gonna be there. That's more of her friend, so maybe I shouldn't go." And then Chad being a friend, and he's a blunt guy. I like him. His energy level throughout the series has been good. He's like, he's kind of like the male version of Kelly, I would say. However, like he just kind of like plays it off slightly different, but he just tells the truth though. He's very blunt about it. So he's like, what do you mean? What's the issue of her being there? You know, like she broke up with you and you didn't fight for her and you let her go. So what's the issue? What's the issue seeing her there? And then it kind of just gave him some perspective. So you could tell he was thinking back and running things back. It's like, damn, maybe you are onto something. So I did let her go. Like, I didn't really fight for her when she, broke up with me and all that. So then we see that he ends up coming with Condola and the baby. And yeah, so we see the family dynamic and Issa, of course. He definitely is the male version of Kelly for sure. So we see Lawrence and his a little blended family, or so, quote unquote. I don't even know what to call those kinds of families. Baby mama, baby daddy, a baby. I don't know. Not nuclear family because they're not together. So I'm not quite sure. Anyways, that's besides the point. So, and then Issa comes with Nathan. Molly brings Tori in. And who is such a, he's super, super awkward. And then the baby comes to, the baby's there, of course. Mustafa. I like that name, it's cute. Anyway, so they're all kind of eyeing each other, I guess. So there's a lot of people at the party, and Tiffany's mom, who seems to be on the higher end of, finances, she has a nice big extravagant house, and that party is popping. Tiffany, of course, is dressed to the nines, like, looks like couture, probably flown in from Turkey or somewhere like that. Like, yeah. Anyway, so everybody's there. Kelly, even Issa's brother, who is set up by a man, set up by Tiffany, I should say, by a coworker's like, come on, you didn't invite anyone cute for me, a cutie for me. I was like, actually, I got you, which is cool. I feel like my friends always try to set me up, but with not cuties. So come on, friends. Do what Tiffany did, because the cutie was actually a cutie. So take notes, please. Never mind. I'm going off the rail. But anyway, so it's like Lawrence and Condola are kind of doing their own thing on one side, and the girls are kind of on the other side, and Tiffany thinks, individual people, and she's kind of tearing up of like, I'm going to miss you. Colorado won't be the same without you, this, and that. Yeah, Rolando is the cutie that was brought. And let's see. So they kind of avoid each other most of the party. And then eventually the girls are, Molly and her man decide to take an edible. And then they're just kind of wilded throughout the party, which is kind of cute because I feel like the capacity that we've seen Torian is more of a serious, and he's very supportive, but we haven't seen like a fun and light, like childlike version of him. So I think having those edibles and them kind of like when it hits, it hits. You really can't control it. You're just childish about it. You're ungrateful. She'll find it. I didn't see it. Don't know how to do the comment above. Wow, you're very ungrateful. Fine, Shalene, we shall find you a cutie. Please find me a cutie, an actual cutie, a worthy cutie, let's just say, because there's a lot of cuties, but anyway, you're distracting me. Anyways, Molly and Torian, they're kind of going back and forth. I'll come back to them, but I just did like seeing their dynamic and them being playful with each other. We haven't seen them in that capacity. So that's what I'll say for now. But then let's focus on Lawrence and Issa. So they're definitely kind of eyeing each other across the room and this and that, like having pokes of looks and stuff. And, but they haven't come, actual direct and having conversation. And, it's kind of purposely done, at least on Issa's side, where she's going about her business, trying to engage with Nathan. But Nathan kind of feels attention. So eventually when they kind of break up with the girls go with the girls and the guys go with the guys, they start having this conversation about barbecue or what they're going to miss about LA or Colorado or something. And then all of a sudden, Lawrence and Nathan are going back and forth about, barbecue in Houston is this, and that. But then Lawrence is like, nah, LA barbecue is pretty good too. You just gotta know, some of you newbies, you probably just don't know. You write it off. So they keep going back and forth about barbecue, and you can obviously feel the tension. When I tell you, it's just amounting Like, it's not the tension. You could it's like it's the big elephant in the room. It literally, when people say the big elephant in the room, that was exactly what it was, because everyone in the conversation knew exactly what was going on. It was just like an ego driven conversation, that they were just like, I'm the ex, I'm the I got the girl now, and but you're like, your girl's not over, like that kind of like push and pull, like as people what's the song that's trending on TikTok? You want to run with the big voice. No, no, no. Oh God, I forgot what the like how it goes. Anyway, so they go back and forth, and you could tell that there's intense feelings there. So they kind of just cut the scene, but we know that there's Nathan is kind of uncomfortable. He calls his friend who needs the keys back, and he kind of tells him like, hey, Issa's ex is in there, and it's just like mad uncomfortable, mad weird. I don't know, man. I don't even know if I want to be there. And he kind of like, as a good friend, he's like, do you need me to do something? Because I'll come in there and F some stuff up. But he's like, nah, I got this. So Nathan goes back in there. And then finally, Lawrence ends up finding Issa, who at a few times she's just been startled by the mere presence of Lawrence, even across the room. When she initially saw him, she dropped her mac and cheese ball, and I was like, oh girl, like you obviously are feeling like on edge about him, just he's putting out some garbage or something. And she turns around, and then he's there, and she's startled again, and like makes a sigh or a scream, I should say. But yeah, you want a bamba. You want to chill with the big boy? Yes, thank you. Yes, that's the song. That is stuck in everyone's head, I feel like, lately. But yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Of like, that's how intense, and that's how like the kind of tone and the attitude that Lawrence and Nathan were giving when it came to that barbecue conversation. But okay, maybe I'm exaggerating, but no, I really don't think I'm exaggerating. I think that's just the energy, like what was lingering in the air. It literally was that, like that. So she's startled, and then all of a sudden, you know how awkward she is, and I don't even know what she mentioned. She mentions like a corny joke. It was like, hey, how are you? He's just coming up to her straight. And then he hits the hard hitting questions. Lord, it was like, how you been, this and that. It's good. But then he's like, hey, I've been meaning to talk to you. I know it's been a while. Like, why did you call me last month? And she's like, oh, I didn't mean to. It's like, what do you mean you didn't mean to? Usually you hear, oh, I didn't mean to. You kind of drop it. But he was like, nah, I need to be direct. I need to be concise. I need to get to the bottom of this. And I need to tell her how I feel. So he's literally going direct with the big boys. He's really playing with the big boys at this point. He's like, oh, what did you mean? Like, and then he pops the question of like, so like, let me just ask you, are you happy right now? Yes or no? Not even like, don't give me some like indirect, like explanation that I don't really know what. Shut up, favorite. You're jumping to the conclusion. Stop it. Stop it. See, I know exactly how you were feeling, because I felt the same way. I swear my heart started racing. Just like, I don't know. We've been with these characters for a while, you guys. So I know it seems a little bit funny and just stupid, like feeling this excited or just neurotic? Neurotic? Oh, maybe that's a different word. That's it. Anyways, on edge, let's just say, if before I say some dirty word that I don't intend on saying. So, but I swear when he said, are you happy? Like, just his tone of voice and demeanor. And, like, he just wanted to know. He was like, I need to know. And then after that, it's like, you know what? Like, because for me, I can't be happy without you. If you're not in my life, that's just the reality of it. I'm just going to be upfront. Like, I just want to let you know how I feel and where my heart is. And I love you, Issa. And of course, she's like, nah, I don't want to have this conversation. I got to go, this and that. She's trying to be dismissive about it. And then guess what? And then her man, Nathan, pops up. It's like, so you wanted to say erotic. Not erotic! Stop it! No, no. No, like neurotic. Like, just like connected to the brain. I don't know what. I don't know the word that I'm trying to say, okay? I just like downed a glass of wine. So please don't ask the hard-hitting questions. Anyway, so it's like, what's all of this? Nathan comes in. And of course, Issa's like, oh, we were done here. There's nothing. And then, no, Lawrence is like, nah, we were actually having a conversation. And they almost start, they're here pulling each other. And then, how people are like, hold me back. It was like that kind of situation where they're really trying to. Oh God, I'm not gonna lie. I lived for that. I lived for that. It was good stuff. It was honestly one of the best episodes of this whole series. I was on edge. I was like, hallelujah, we've been waiting for this for how long now? Lawrence was rude. Where? Because the thing is, I feel like after his friend talked to him a little bit, it was like, why are you, if you're still hung up on this girl and you feel some type of way about her, even her mere presence of seeing her, you didn't fight for her. So why are you doing this? And he heard of that. He internalized it and was like, you're right. He was not rude at all. He did what needed to be done. Again, I haven't been Team Lawrence for a while, or nor can I say that I'm Team Lawrence. But I agree. I feel like if you really was, exactly, he came in with confidence. Like, if you're going to fight for your girl, and if you've been feeling these things, and you just kind of tilted back and laid back while seeing your girl move on, then don't be mad about it. Like, do something up front. He's been disrespectful at the event. How though? Because I feel like he just talked to the girl. He told her straight on, confidently and directly. Yes, of course he's with another person, but the truth is, she's feeling some type of way about him. So she kind of has to decide. I don't think she's been as truthful and honest with Nathan as she. Because imagine all her flashbacks. This man is still around. This ex is still around. He's still popping up, whether she likes to admit it or not. So maybe she just hasn't let on. Of course she hasn't let on to Nathan as like that. So I don't know if he overstepped. I think the barbecue conversation kind of, again, you want to play with the big boys. Like that kind of demeanor. They were both like huffing and puffing with that male ego and saying of like, nah, it's my girl. Nah, it's my girl. So at this point, I don't know where he was rude. I will say, of course, that's another person's girl. But all he did was tell her how he felt and ask her directly, what do you want? Are you happy? Like, this is where I'm at. Yes, it confused her, of course, and it put the other man in a different predicament. But the truth is, I don't know if he was being rude about it. Yes, it was not an ideal situation. Oh, when he was confronting. Of course, they were both. Like, he didn't feel like he was finished with Issa. And of course, Nathan is like, you're not going to talk to my girl because I don't know what you're. And I feel like Loki, I think Nathan knows kind of like there's still unresolved stuff between Lawrence and Issa. So that's why he felt threatened in the first place. Because if you're secure in your relationship and if you've been reassured by your current partner that, hey, whatever was in her past is in her past and she's not going to look back, then I feel like I wouldn't be as fazed by the presence of that guy. Of course, he would still feel a little bit uneasy about it, but he knows that there's some lingering stuff that he worries that he might lose her to that old guy. So I don't know about the rudeness. I just think at this point, he put it into Issa's plate, and now Sis got to decide. She really has to decide and to actually make that decision. I mean, it's the last episode, so I said it's not the time or the place. There's unresolved feelings for sure. I mean, yeah, but at this point, they haven't seen each other, and he did call her back after she called him, but she never called back. So I felt like as Condola kind of gave, I like that. Also, Condola is I don't know why people have been writing for her or against her. I like how she treated, the interaction with Issa. Of course, it was going to be awkward, but she was very level and adult about it. And she she brought it up to Lawrence. Saying, hey, it was awkward, but I'm glad we had it. And also, she was like, hey, let me go with my baby. It's time to go, but you stay and have your time with your people. This is probably the last time you're gonna have. So yeah, I don't know. Again, the situation, I feel like Lawrence really hasn't had that many opportunities to even discuss or say something directly to Issa. So at this point, he realizes that he's at crunch time. He's at 30 seconds on the clock. So you got to make your shot at this point. Shoot your shot. And wherever it goes, it's up to her. But you just got to say your feelings and then just let go and let God, right? So anyways, that was intense. That was good stuff. So anyway, so they're basically broken up, trying to fight. But then let's go back to Torian and Molly. So they get in the closet. And you could really see the difference in Molly between this relationship and all her other ones. Even her flings and all of that. I mean, even this episode. She was high and all of that. And guess who popped up? Dro. I'm not Dre. Dro. And supposedly, because remember, I think last episode or the episode before, he did give her a call and she didn't pick up or she didn't return her call or anything. But supposedly he got divorced and now he came with another girl, but he's like deflecting off that. But so he's kind of trying to initiate a conversation and she kind of shuts it down. It's like, hey, I'm happy for you, this, and that. And then when draw was a confusing time. Anyways, that was a whole mess with the like open relationship. Again, that's not my thing. I wouldn't be able to do it, but good for them. Obviously, they weren't able to do it because they got a divorce for whatever reason. But anyways, and then Torian pops up, and I think obviously it's because of the weed that she kind of like states the whole summary of what happened, who he is, what happened between them, and all that. And he kind of just nods his head and says, yeah, that's what it is. It's in the past, it's cool, whatever. And I'm glad that the weed kind of helped them in that case because I don't know if they would both have been that easy and like just nonchalant about it. But anyway, so then they go and they're eating food and all of that just because of the highness, and they get in a closet. And I did like the vulnerability of Molly. Again, throughout this relationship, she's been very just in tune with her feelings and just like her boundaries, but also letting in the other person, not just like there's one thing to assert your boundaries, but not communicating why those boundaries are going up because someone might feel like, oh, you're just not wanting to open up to them, but it's for a certain reason. So she was like, you know what? I'm really happy, and honestly, that kind of makes me afraid. I feel like you're gonna abandon me. You're gonna leave. It's too good to be true. You're gonna, yeah. What did you say? Yeah, I see something. Yeah, and of course he was like, nah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna be here. Like he just reassured her. And I don't know. Again, like that's a big fear for most of us. Of when you open up to someone and or you feel good, you're happy, you're just kind of in that space where you're like, dang, this I feel like this might be too good to be true, or like people tend to leave me. So yeah, that clear communication and vulnerability on Molly's part is definitely it's making a tremendous difference in this relationship where he's also validating her and he's also communicating with her. So there I just see I'll go back to this point like I said last week. I see two grown adults trying to figure it out in a very mature and clear way, which that's how much better can it get? Because at that point, you just get to know each other with clear, concise, like defined goals, and yeah, all you like you really can because the growth, as Kelly once said, the growth, like it's just you can see it. It's astounding. But anyway, so that was really nice to seeing them bond together and just I don't know. I see them being now, and of course, people at work kind of notice it. Like, yeah, they're definitely doing it. They're definitely doing just in their communication and her like hugging him and all that, and getting giddy at work once he said that he had been promoted as a partner. Aside from that, what were there a few things? Oh, I was just gonna say something about Tiffany, of course, like she's been reluctant, not reluctant, but she has voiced her opinion about, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do with you guys, without you guys, like her girls. Oh, excuse me, I'm burping. Um, like once I move, like I feel like I'm gonna miss out. But she was like, oh, let's make it like let's be intentional and like still try to keep in touch and maybe like make it a point to see each other on our birthdays. I'm gonna come for your birthday, Molly, and then the following and this and that. So I like that they're making plans ahead of time and just like scheduling each other into their lives already. So yes, distance is inevitable, but however, that you still can be like very close or continue that relationship with each other. I'm trying to see. Molly 5 years ago would have handled today's Torian, or wouldn't have handled Torian and what they have together. That's very true. You could tell from all these past seasons. Molly would have just deflected or like, nah, I'm just gonna run. I feel like, he's gonna hurt me. I can't like someone way more than they like me, or be upfront and vocalize about what they mean to me and all of that. So I definitely agree with you there, Favor, and her past experiences were actively preparing her for this healthy relationship. It's true. It very much is true. I feel like all this accumulates into one, like as a person, you think like all your lived experiences are teaching you something and you grab onto that, and then eventually once you have enough of that and you're in a great space to actually be a great partner and build this like great foundation with someone, and you meet someone who's worthy of that and who also is looking for the same thing, then it's, it just meshes, like it's just, it gels together. So you guys, one more episode. I really don't know what to do. I know I don't know. Again, I got very emotional this week, which is just so much going on, and I think just life imitating art, or art imitating life, whatever it is. It's very relatable stuff, and we have been attached to these characters. So I'm intrigued and excited and a little bit nervous to seeing the closure, the end, the finale of this series next week. So the last episode, the 10th episode, we get to see them one more time and see where, where they conclude their stories, and seeing is it becomes very easy, and eventually the mental work has to be done. Yes, of course. So all that accumulates into one, and hopefully, you become more of yourself and very whole. So I can't wait for the final episode next week. Thank you for keeping up with me. Again, before you go, if you haven't already, please subscribe down below, like, comment, share your thoughts, and all of that good stuff. And next week I'll be back for the finale again. Oh Lord, I feel like I might have to do something special for it. So I don't know what I'll do, but let's commemorate the last episode. So again, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for hanging with me, and just chilling, bantering about everything and nothing at all. What a lovely review, babe. Ah, thank you, Favor. Thank you for engaging, and Candace too. Ah, Beata. Yes. Okay, you guys, let me go to bed. Let me go shower again and go to bed, and yeah, call it a good night. So much love, so much thanks to all of you, and until next time, it's been a pleasure. Mwah. Bye.